Welcome to Wargame Wednesday, episode 12. This week we're continuing our month of Infinity.
Even though we're like a couple days late.
We're a couple days. Well, we've changed the filming format, and G's going to get into a little bit more into how we've changed that. Here's an overview of the table we're using. We've changed the way we use the interior map, so it's a little more equally balanced.
Yeah.
And this week we've deployed terrain prior to determining what the mission is going to be. This has both the positive effect of making the terrain isn't deployed in such a way as to screw one of us, and also to give a little bit more uncertainty as to how to best use the terrain to achieve the objectives of the mission.
Yeah, exactly. So without knowing what we're doing in advance, it kind of gives us a more balanced playing field without like terrain douchebaggery, which is something we were doing for the last 3 episodes of the game.
And we're also treating, as last time, we're treating the interior walls on this map, which is originally from AT-43, as if they are walls. So you have to move around them.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about the format?
Sure. With regards to the format, we're changing the way we film, where we just do a recap at the end of the turn, because apparently people wanted to see our tactics. I don't know why anyone would want to see my tactics. Maybe your tactics is probably what they want to see. But that's why we're making the change. We're not going to do the recap at the end. We're just going to film the whole turn and talk about what we're doing while we're doing it. And then that way you guys can get a better idea of how we're playing our lists, what we're doing wrong, and stuff like that. Because I'm sure we're still doing a fair bit of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just before we cap it off, we're also using, I don't know what it's called. Oh, it's actually right there. The Tactical Operations System to play our games, which apparently on the Infinity forums, that's what everybody uses. It's the tournament thing. I'll link it in the video because I'm not sure exactly where I got it, to be honest with you. I did it on my iPhone. But yeah, so we're going to use that. That's going to determine what we're playing. So it's not a scenario. And hopefully it goes better for me because the scenario's been kicking my ass.
Yeah, it's not been pretty. So once we figure out what the hell type of game we're playing, we'll come back and let you know. Okay, so we've deployed our models now that we've determined what our missions are, and the way this system works is very interesting, where each player gets 2 of their own missions that they're trying to pursue to gain a maximum of 6 scenario or victory points. So each player is pursuing different objectives over the course of the same game. The objectives that I got were Assault and Degrade, which go very well together in terms of I just have to kill enemy models. Degrade is, I get a point if my opponent's lieutenant is killed or incapacitated. I get a point if the enemy model with the highest points cost is killed or incapacitated. And I get a point if I kill the enemy specialist if they have a specialist. If they don't have a specialist, I get a total of 3 points for fulfilling the first objectives.
My entire army except for 1 guy is a specialist.
Right.
Cool beans.
Awesome. And then for Assault, I get 1 point if more than half of the opponent's units are dead or incapacitated, 1 point if the opponent is left with 2 units on the field or less, and 1 point if the opponent is left with just 1 unit on the field.
So my first one is Collection, which basically means all my guys are attempting to extract cubes or documents from people that don't have cubes when they die. So once a guy is unconscious and dead, I can take his cube or I can take his document and then GTFO. Yep. I didn't swear. And it's not a swear word.
Right.
And then my second one is Sabotage, which means I have to pick a terrain element partially within Lorenzo's deployment zone. So it has to be in the back edge of his table edge.
Here's a hint, kids. He picked this one.
It can't be. I can't tell him what it is, so it may or may not be that one.
No, but I mean, it stands to reason.
Right. But so anyway, it's got to be in the back of the Lorenzo's deployment zone, and I have to get there, blow it up. I get a point every time one of my guys puts a bomb on it. I can't exceed more than 3 bombs because that's just gratuitous and we're not John Crichton. Really? Other than that, that's basically it.
Right, so we're going to determine who's going first, and once we figure out what we're doing, then we're actually going to record our actual playing of each of our turns. Alright, so I've won the whip roll and I've elected to go first so I can try and get myself into useful positions. So I'm just going to leave the camera running while I execute my moves. and then and give my initial orders, and after that I'll stop recording so G can think about what he wants to do.
This should be short because I don't get any arrows.
Okay. I am going to use my first order on my Deva with the Deva bot. The Deva is going to, let's see, okay, 1 inch. 2 inches. So I have 6 left, and I'll move. So I'm going to go there. That. And has plenty of movement to get to here. Is that right? Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. I'm going to use an order to put suppression fire. They both get it because they both get the same order.
Yeah, it's okay.
Going to use another order to give this guy, who I've elected, I actually changed my mind about deploying him prone, the Mark III proxy. So he's not prone, but the doctor is. And we checked that you can deploy prone. Suppression fire. Next order. Going to use my first Myrmidon. That's a move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to also use move with this Deva. It's going to go there. That's another order. I'm going to use one more order to move him there. I'm going to use one more order to give him suppression fire. And that leaves me with 2 orders left. And I'm going to move him here. That's one of those 2 orders with a move. And I'm going to use my last order. That's move, and I want no, I'll just leave it like that for now. So that's it. That's all of my orders. I've elected to move my units into positions, essentially, given that he, because of his scenario rules, has no choice but to come to my guys, because he has to actually get to my end of the board. I self-evidently have to try and position myself in an overwatch position over the choke points for getting through to my half of the board. So that's what I've elected to do with my moves. And I've got suppression fire on a bunch of my models that are ready to react if he starts moving up. So I'm going to give G a chance to think about what he wants to do, and then we'll come back and record his orders.
He's lying, I don't do anything. Really?
Until we get to the next rules question.
Hey!
Okay, you've used one order.
Yeah. We need to find a new way to do orders. We should buy the micro at Studio ones.
I agree.
We need more money. One of us needs to get a real job. Yep. So he's going to find another order to move. Where the fuck did the first one go? I edit that out though.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, it's not really.
So from where we're assessing, it seems like they have to use the same skill, but as you can move up to your move distance, we're treating it so that the auxiliary bot,
2 inches this way.
right, or it can just like not move at all, or move 0.0001 inches.
Because it doesn't say you have to go to the same direction.
Right.
That would have been stupid because he would have went right into a wall.
If we're wrong about that, please let us know.
Yeah, please. Because anyway. Okay, so next I was going to move this guy. Move. Can't react to that because there's a gigantic ass wall there.
I guess we've determined that ass is also not a swear word.
No! Really, it's just the F-bomb.
Alright.
If you don't drop an F-bomb, no one cares. He's going to use cautious movement to go here. You cannot shoot my gun. Put him here. Uh-oh. How many orders did I already use?
I thought you already used 5.
Right, good. Which means that I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put suppression fire on this guy. I'll mark that with something that says in order. Done, your turn.
Okay. Okay, here we are at the beginning of the second turn. I won the whip roll.
As always.
And I elected to make him go first, as I think it suits me better in this circumstance because I'm 90% already set up in the positions I want at the choke points. So, and I still have suppression fire from the previous turn on the models I wanted on. So, I don't see much of an advantage right now in setting myself up. So I'm electing to let G go first and see what he decides to do.
Cool. Okay. He stays up and moves 4 anyway, because I wouldn't have moved them more than that. That was the first order. Second order is going to be cautious move, which is on the floor now because it's on the floor. Move here. Now he's prone. Where's that token? So 2 inches?
Yep.
You're okay?
Yep. I can't see him right now because he's prone behind it.
Suppression fire on the guy who already has suppression fire. Done. Your turn.
Okay, here we are at the bottom of turn 2, and I'm going to start using my orders. First thing I'm going to do with my first order is move up, use move to move my Myrmidon up to here. Now, as that figure is prone and that figure is behind the wall, he doesn't get any AROs. Okay, that's the first. Let me get the rest of these done. Okay, I'm going to use 1 order to reset suppression fire on them. I'm going to use an order to reset suppression fire on them. I'm going to use an order to reset suppression fire on him.
4 orders.
I know, because and so okay, I reset suppression fire on them
And that guy.
them, and I moved him. That leaves me with 5 orders. There's no point in setting suppression fire. So now I'm going to use. I'm going to start using intuitive attack. So I have to roll willpower to be able to use this. And
So if you fail, nothing happens?
right, if I fail, I can't do it.
You just can't shoot. Okay.
Right. So this is my first attempt.
I love how we're so rookie.
Passed. So it only gets.
Yeah, you can't get the guy through the
so I don't have to roll BS for it. So it's just 13 damage.
Do I get armor against that?
You get armor, but you don't get cover.
Right.
And you don't get the cover bonus for armor.
Oh, yeah. So he's impetuous, right?
Yes. But I don't think the impetuous kicks in until the next turn.
It kicks in at the start of your next turn, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Well, I have a bunch of orders left. I wasn't expecting to incapacitate him with my first one, so I am going to have to think a little bit as to what I want to do with the rest of my orders. So I'm going to pause this for a second while I think. Alright, I've decided what to do. I'm spending my next order on, let's see here. It's going to be move to get up to here, where I'm still out of a line of sight. And my next one is as it turns out, I've elected not to do anything with my remaining orders because I can't see anything productive for me to do other than trying to run my other Myrmidon up, and he's just probably going to die in the exact same retarded way. So I'm just going to stay the way it is. Yeah, I know, but you know, dice love me. So I'm just going to leave things the way they are, and we're going to see what who ends up going first next turn. We're on turn 3 now, right?
Yep, I'm moving to market.
Yep, we've hit turn 3. We did the whip roll. We tied the first time, so we rolled it again, and I passed, and he did not. And I've elected to make him go first, so that's what he's doing.
And this is going to be the shortest turn in the history of mankind, because there's nothing really I can do, and I'm not going to run at you screaming because that's stupid. So he's going to go prone. Actually, no, he's going to move this turn, and then go prone. Then he's going to go 2 inches up here with this token that has the foam. And then he's going to move another 2 inches here. And I'm done.
That's your complete turn?
Can't do anything else.
Shoot. So, now the question is... No, I just get the bot from here. So, like that. You can ARO with your own heavy flamer.
Yep, might as well.
Right, so now we both have to make arm rolls. Damage on a heavy flamer is 14, by the way.
I know. I have one.
I passed.
I failed.
So, you get 1 shot back.
I failed.
Okay, make an arm roll for that guy.
Failed. I haven't marked him. He's unconscious.
Okay, make an arm roll.
Fine.
Okay. And let's see. Shoot.
Yeah. And then move
Wait,
away.
you didn't roll to hit? You didn't roll on the previous shot to hit me with your ARO.
I didn't roll either times.
What? Don't you think you should?
I don't want to hit you, I want to dodge. I failed. Continue. Dodge to this two. Failed.
Okay, so now you have to roll arm.